and that's one of the reasons you've been a real inspiration to me, and to a lot of other people over the years, because you had the courage to walk away from millions of dollars, relocate to Ohio, get your head right, start your own family, and do something that resonates with you. You created the Silver Shield Exchange. You're doing your own micro mintages with silver rounds or silver coins, and I look at those rounds that you're creating as little pieces, little works of art. And so I want to say thank you for that, and wanted to ask you, how does a person figure out what resonates with them? Is there a methodology that you found that works for you when you made the move, from New Jersey out to Ohio? You took a leap of faith. So,
Yeah.
so in your evolution, was there a methodology that you found that worked for you to find out, what you were good at, or what
No.
resonates with you?
I think if anything, I think the best thing to do is realize that everything happens for a reason. There is no wasted energy in this life. There's no accidents that happen.
Mm-hmm.
I left uh, at the top. I left a very good position and walked away from a lot of stuff. And most people don't change until they've hit rock bottom. So I've had a much different path than a lot of other people, and I would challenge people. Wherever you are now, you're probably at the top because the society still works, and the TV's still on and the air conditioning's still going, and you can still do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I don't think most people will change until the society falls apart. And I don't think that people have the tools necessary to make the transformative change. I kind of had this decade-long incubator of, an economy still working and things still going on to really kind of poke around in the dark. You said I took this leap of faith and left and started all over again. But it was more out of desperation of just realizing that I can't change people, and I can't take it anymore, and I'm not going to raise my family in a toxic environment. So I left not saying, hey, I want to be a better self and I don't need this. I did it out of desperation.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to Ohio, I tried to do exactly what I had done. I tried to go back into the same field, and work on it, and nothing was happening. And it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't until I said this, I said, God, I give up. Whatever you want me to do, I don't know, but I can't bang my head against these doors because they're closed and they're not meant to be. And I'm not, me, man.
Mm-hmm.
Within a week of me saying, God, I give up, and me not doing anything. I mean, it was just literally like I couldn't bang my head against the door anymore. My wife got a contact from a girl that she hadn't seen in 20 years. Her husband needed a secretary to help him out in his new venture that he's been very successful with.
Mm-hmm.
My wife went on the interview, and during the interview process, he wanted to know about how she got back to Ohio. She told her story of me. I went in and interviewed. He goes, I don't need you. I need your husband. And within a week, I got a six-figure job in a field that it was all about internet. I didn't
Okay.
have an internet account. I didn't know what a hyperlink was.
Mm-hmm.
And yet I got hired at this company. And from there, I worked for 2 years with this gentleman, and I learned about, all the stuff that he does. And it came time where I was no longer useful to him, and we had to go separate ways. And I once again said, I go, this time I know I don't want to work for somebody else. I need to do my own thing. And I took all the lessons that I learned from this past 2 years working at internet and started to apply it to my passion. And my passion was about, this journey that I've been going through, this revelation of how the world really works.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me to putting the Don't Tread on Me blog, and then I eventually the Sons of Liberty Academy and the Greatest Truth Never Told. And I spent years doing that, kind of just poking around doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually I went from that to selling, silver and promoting silver and doing that. And all of a sudden, I started to realize my all the things that I had done in my past. I mean, I had been an editor of a college paper that criticized all the PC nature of what is going on. I was using that in my coins. I had taken art classes my entire life. Never thought I would use it. Now I'm using that. I had taken all the internet skills I learned from another job. I was using that. I was using the organization and the hard work that I learned in the Marine Corps and in my own business. Now I was using that on my own power. And I started to realize that, once you start focusing your time and energy on developing yourself and your skills, you then start to attract other abundant people who are going, hey, I like what that guy's doing. I'm going to support him. And you start surrounding yourself with people who are for you, not against you. And you can't say that with most jobs. Most jobs, it's a collectivist job, and everybody's jockeying for position, and it's a very competitive nature. And yet, when you start to focus on yourself and start to give more than you get, you find an abundant nature out there and people who are for you. So if I were to recommend something to people, is start to realize that you are not your job, you're not your degree, you're not your career, you're not your car, you're not your house. All of that means nothing. At the end of the day, on your deathbed, you will not care about any of those things. What you do need to be prepared to do is that you are a divine conscious spirit with a purpose here on earth. Every single person, I don't care who you are, you have a purpose on this earth. You have a gift to give. You have a destiny to fulfill, and it will not be found with following any symbol, any career, any project out there. And you need to start doing self realizations and self-reflection and self-development to bring forth that. And there's been, a couple quotes from very, beautiful quotes, throughout history that resonate that. I think it was Henry David Thoreau that said, most men live lives of quiet desperation and go to the grave with their songs still inside of them. Every time I hear that, every time I repeat it, resonates with me. And you feel that energy building inside of you. Like, yes, this is true. I feel this. And that's, unfortunately, where we are in our society. We have so many people who are just living empty, vapid lives that are depressing. And no wonder we have all these people on antidepressants, is because they don't know thyself. I mean, Socrates, the greatest piece of philosophy, know thyself. That is what you need to do. Jesus Christ said in the Gospel of Thomas, if you bring forth what is within you, it will save you. If you do not bring forth with what is within you, it will destroy you. That is your purpose here on earth. And I think for people just get their mind around that and realize the importance of it and of that, that's their first step, and start at least focusing on the energy on things that they can control and stop worrying about anything outside of their control.